Hello everybody and welcome to our first video of the season for Send It Season 3. A couple new people, welcome to the league. We're excited to have you guys, and to all our returning vets, we're excited to see you back. Let's work on getting a new champion this year. So there's been a couple changes within the fantasy app itself. It looks like this year you get to choose 2 constructors, and there are these things called chips now, which you can only use once a season. They're kind of like power-up boosts or something like that. I know they have more information on these chips in like the frequently asked questions section in the fantasy app. So check that. I think there's like one called autopilot, one called extra DRS boost, one called no negative, one called the wild card, one called limitless, and the final fix chip is another one. So check those out. Other new things this season, we're going to have a weekly bones challenge, which is going to be a couple questions that I'm going to send out during the season, and I'm going to keep track of who gets questions right and kind of keep score throughout the year. And there will be a prize at the end of the season for whoever has the most weekly bones challenge points. It's not mandatory to do, just a little something fun on the side. We're going to have race previews each week. We're going to have race recaps each week. So I'm going to try and do a good job with those. And prizes this year, we're going to have prizes for first place, second place, third place. We're going to have a prize for whoever has the most weekly bones challenge points. And last but not least, we'll have a prize for whoever wins the most Grand Prix at the end of the year. So we got a lot of opportunities. I think it's going to be a good season. Let's get fired up. All right, quick preview of this coming up 2023 season. Last week, the teams wrapped up their week of testing in Bahrain, and it's looking like this year that Red Bull is going to be the top team again, and Max Verstappen's going to be the guy to beat. So he'd be a good guy to have on your team. Red Bull would be a good constructor to have on your team. His teammate, Sergio Perez, will also do well because that car is pretty good. Next up, let's talk about Ferrari. They're looking like they might be the second best team this year. Drivers on Ferrari are Charles Leclerc or Charles Leclerc. I don't know how you say it exactly. He's probably their top driver. Carlos Sainz, also very good. So those could be 2 guys and a good team to have on your fantasy team. Next up, we got 2 teams that seem to be, after the testing was completed, 2 teams that are kind of fighting for that third best spot. We have Mercedes, who used to be a juggernaut, and they've kind of fallen off a little bit. They have the 2 British dudes on their team, Lewis Hamilton and George Russell. And then there is the team Aston Martin, which is kind of making a splash this year. They have racers Fernando Alonso and Lance Stroll. Lance Stroll, bit of a daddy's boy. His dad owns the team, and he gets to race on the team. He actually is injured right now from I think it was like a bike accident that he had or something. So we're not sure if he's going to be starting the first race. So he might be a sketchy one to put on your team. Another good team is Alpine. This is a French team, and they have 2 French drivers. They have Esteban Ocon and Pierre Gasly, who was on AlphaTauri last year and is a fresh face on the Alpine team. Those could be someone good to target. Then we kind of have a couple teams that are going to be just fighting in the middle. We have Alfa Romeo. Valtteri Bottas is one of their drivers, and Zhou Guan Yu. Those 2 could be teams. Those guys might not be as expensive, and they could do well possibly. AlphaTauri, another team that's going to be kind of at the back of the pack this year. Drivers are Yuki Tsunoda and a new driver, Nick De Vries. I would kind of stay away from them. McLaren apparently had a really bad week of testing, so I would stay away from the boys in orange. That's Lando Norris and Oscar Piastri. I would stay away from them at first on your team. Then we have Haas with Kevin Magnussen's back, and they recently put on this guy named Nico Hulkenberg, who's a bit of a veteran, who has actually been out of the sport for 3 years, but he's back in action on Haas. Haas last year did way better than anyone thought they were going to do, so maybe they can keep that momentum up and have a good year this year. So it could be interesting to look at putting one of those guys on your team. Last but not least, we have Williams, who the past couple of years has definitely been the worst team, but started doing a little bit better last year. They have drivers Alex Albon, and they have the American, the Rook, Logan Sargent on their squad. He's definitely going to be the cheapest one, so you can throw him on your squad if you're looking for somebody really cheap. So that's a quick preview of what's going to be going down this season. I would definitely target teams like Red Bull and Ferrari and Mercedes. If you want to take a little bit of a risk for a team that is a little bit cheaper right now and seems to be headed the right direction, Aston Martin might be the squad to look at, or maybe Alpine. So there you have it. There was a little preview of what this season is going to be looking like. You guys be sure to check this video out on the YouTube channel, Lenny Bones. You can like and subscribe is how they say it. Really just subscribe if you want. I think we got a buttload. We got 15 maybe subscribers. That might jump up. We'll see what happens. But yeah, check this video out. Let me know if you guys have questions, and let's get it going. I know there's 8 teams so far in the league, and I know a bunch more of you have shown interest. So let me know if you have questions getting signed up.